Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Keys Boxing Gym. I'm your host, K-Rob216. Thank you guys for tuning in this afternoon. We had a lot of changes in the past 2 days. Some important changes, some changes that I was disappointed with. But two fighters pulled out. Uh, Dubois pulled out of his defense against Joseph Parker, and Kid Austin pulled out against his fight against WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson. So before we get into that, and before I talk about that and give my opinion on those, I want you guys to like and subscribe again, like and subscribe. Yeah, man. This is unfortunate. And especially these are two fights that I definitely want to see. Shakur Stevenson. Well, no, I didn't want to see Shakur Stevenson and Kid Austin. I didn't at all. But it still would have made a good card. But his title is still on the line though, so we got that. And then Daniel Dubois, his second defense of his IBF title versus Joseph Parker. But both of those guys, Daniel Dubois and Floyd Schofield Jr., Kid Austin, have both pulled out, citing sicknesses. They were ill. They feel ill, so they can't fight. And like I said, I am happy. Like I said, I made the video. My last video, I said I'm happy that Floyd Schofield Jr. pulled out of this fight. Whether if it's a sickness or not, whether people want to believe it or not, or whatever, I'm glad it's just too early for him, too soon for him. And you can look at my previous video where I said that Floyd Sr. was setting him up for failure. Now, Daniel Dubois, yeah, he fell ill. I was definitely looking forward to this matchup. Definitely looking forward. I think this was the co-main event. It's very unfortunate, but we do have a replacement for him and a replacement for Shakur Stevenson. Martin Bakole. Martin Bakole is riding high right now. I think he's on like he's on a good win streak. I'm not going to say 5-fight win streak. What I meant to say is the last 3 out of his 4 opponents have been undefeated, so he has all the confidence in the world. This is going to be a non-title fight, unfortunately, but definitely anxious to see, what Martin Bakole can do. Like I said, he's riding high. He just knocked out Jared Anderson August 22nd on the Terrence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov undercard. He knocked him out of there in 5 rounds. And so we're going to see if he's going to do the same. But with me, I'm going to talk about what am I expecting from this. So if Joseph Parker win this fight, I'm not trying to take anything away from him. He did what he was supposed to do. He was a late replacement. But then at the same time, we seen what fighters done that's been late, replaced lately in a fight, especially with 2 days and stuff like that. We've seen people come in and win fights that have been late replacements, because, they train Joseph Parker. He's trained for Daniel Dubois. I think it's totally 2 different styles. But I do expect Joseph Parker to win, though. I think Joseph Parker is going to take a route and look at the fight like what's his name, Michael Hunter, a cruiserweight, went up in weight to heavyweight and knocked out Martin Bakole. Now I've said this before. I haven't said it on camera or anything like that, but I think Martin Bakole is overrated. Honestly, I do. After looking at the Michael Hunter fight, I don't think he has what it takes to be champion, but I could be wrong. Like I said, this is an IBF Alpha belt that's going around. Instead of him going for, the unified champion Usyk, which would be a bad idea for anybody because he's a giant slayer in my eyes or whatever. So Joseph Parker, I like him a lot. I respect him a lot ever since his loss to Joe Joyce. He's been doing phenomenal things. He got Deontay Wilder, beat him by decision, and he beat Zhang by decision after being knocked down twice. So he's just riding high. His confidence is up there. I think he beat a couple more people too. But his main ones that, the highlight of his career, you would say that he beat Deontay Wilder and, the other person, Zhang. So I do expect him not to be in his face. That's what Jared Anderson did, trying to trade with him. That's the one thing you can't do with Martin Bakole. But other than that, though, I think he's going to breeze to a unanimous decision. He knows how to fight big people, too. I think he's learned his lesson from Joe Joyce, learned his lesson from Anthony Joshua. And so I think they went in the gym and they trained how to fight these giant killers, these giants like this and stuff like that, especially with Martin Bakole. I just think Martin Bakole is one-dimensional, and then especially he's about to be he hasn't been in the ring since last August or anything. A lot of people say he was being blackballed because of what he did to Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson's supposed to be the next great heavyweight. This is his time to step up, even though Top Rank, they win it. They didn't want him to do it, but Jared Anderson went against his wishes anyway. And, he's doing good. He's got his confidence and stuff like that. But I think him being a late replacement is going to be a problem for him. And I think Joseph Parker is going to breeze to a unanimous decision. Now, the other fight, Shakur Stevenson. He is about to fight Josh Padley. I think this guy is like 15-0 or something like that with 4 knockouts. That's like a 27% knockout ratio. Everybody think that Shakur's going to school him, going to stop him. And that could be true. But from what I did see, though, he fought Chamberlain his last fight. And this dude was like a knockout artist, 16-0, 12 KOs. Forgive me if I don't know the whole record or anything like that. But like I did see that. He's quick with his counters, very quick. He will get in there and he will gauge because that dude was a power puncher. Even though, Chamberlain's record is it's against a lot of nobodies, against British level opponents. Some of his opponents I've seen had more losses than wins. But he has that power, though. He got that power. And he neutralized that power. I'm talking about Josh Padley. He neutralized that power. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, I definitely want to see this fight. He can go. He's not scared. He took this fight on short notice. So we're going to see what he can do for Shakur Stevenson. And now, on the other hand, this is Shakur we're talking about, Olympic silver medalist, a plethora of amateur fights, 3-divisional world champion. Um, I don't see him beating Shakur Stevenson, but I just want to see his heart. I want to see his heart. I want to see him in the ring. He looks like he fights back. He's not scared. He's not going to do what Artem did with the last fight when he seen himself about to get knocked out by Shakur Stevenson. He started, I'm not even going to say running. He was trying to survive. He just had to, he survived. This dude, he looks like he has like a killer instinct or whatever. So I think he's going to go out of the shield. It's going to be good as last as this fight, as long as this fight goes, as long as it lasts. So I'm very, that's a fight that I want to see, even though I'm disappointed, and then in a Dubois fight and a Joseph Parker fight, I'm very disappointed because I want to see their championship fight. But I'm not mad at this fight for Shakur. This is his first fight under Matchroom Boxing after he left Top Ring. So he's been out of the ring for a while. Will ring rest be a factor in there? Because I think this is about the longest time he's been laid off. Maybe I could be wrong, but it's been a long time. So I'm definitely anxious to see what these two are going to do, man. But yeah, man, those fights are a lot of replacements. A lot of people been falling ill. So some changes had to be made. I'm glad they found replacements instead of the fights being off. Like I said, and then Shakur, like I said, he fights this week. Tank fights next week. So really, it can't be no excuse to why this fight, can't be made. He fights next week. This is around the same time. This fight don't get made. I think I know who I'm going to point the finger at, but I'm not going to say anything until after their fights, and let's see where the negotiations go. But so I have another video that I'm going to do later on today, and I'm going to drop that, and it's going to surprise a lot of people. I might even get some comments. I ain't got no comments in a while, but I'm going to do it though. So that's my time right now. I will see you guys later on today. Again, like and subscribe, please, and I will talk to you guys later on.